The February 2023 Nintendo Direct gave us a bunch of new information on exciting titles coming to the Nintendo Switch in 2023. So for this video, we're going to be going over 20 big games coming to Nintendo Switch's innovative hybrid platform, with all the attached release dates, pricing, and game information. Now let's go ahead and jump right into the games. Starting off first, we're discussing the Xenoblade Chronicles 3 Expansion Pass and also the Fire Emblem Engage Expansion Pass. So starting off first with Xenoblade Chronicles 3, Volume 3 is pretty much out right now this week. You can go out there and pick it up. You can play some trials, it's pretty cool. But the big thing here is the Volume 4. We're going to be able to get the huge story expansion where characters like Shulk and Rex are going to be making their grand return to a modern, new Xenoblade Chronicles adventure, in addition to more characters as well, and the grand wrapping up of the Xenoblade Chronicles trilogy. It's going to be an exciting time, and of course the expansion pass is available right now for you to go out there and pick up when Volume 4 comes out later in 2023. Next up, Fire Emblem Engage, the expansion pass. That also has content out right now that you can go pick up with brand new Emblem heroes, and then later in 2023, there will be a brand new story expansion, very similar to the Fire Emblem Three Houses story expansion, which introduced a brand new house that lived underneath the Garruk Mach Monastery. Now you're going to be able to go off to a different place in Fire Emblem Engage and have a brand new story with new Emblem characters, new moves, content, and everything. So it should be pretty cool for both of these expansion passes. Next up is Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe. Now this is a remastered Wii game, and they're doing everything correct, I think, with this game. It's got beautiful graphics. I think the sound is nice. I think the design is really cool. They even got extra content that wasn't in the original Wii version of the game, where you can play as a new character, but there isn't online multiplayer, which is unfortunate, but it's still looking to be one of the cool platformer, old school 2D releases out there in 2023 for Nintendo Switch fans to pick up, play, and enjoy. Plus, there's also local multiplayer for up to 4 players as well. Next up is Octopath Traveler 2, and this is one of my most hyped RPGs coming out this year. Now, you don't need to necessarily play Octopath Traveler 1 to play Octopath Traveler 2. You're going to have 8 new travelers here. But what they're going to try to do with this game is fix up a lot of the issues from the previous game. So some of the story problems that people had, that's going to be fixed up to where you're going to have intertwining stories. You're going to have stories connected together where you're going to have to use your teammates, and they're going to be talking actively in your party while you do story-based missions and also side quests. It's running on a light version of what we saw in Bravely Default 2 when it comes to the job and class system, with less jobs but also a lot of fun with the Brave and Default system, but their own version of that in this game. It's a ton of fun. The music is great. The graphics are the next level when it comes to the HD 2D engine running on Unreal Engine 4. So I'm very much looking forward to this game because the powers, the demo that's out right now, you can go pick it up. It transfers over to the main game, and you can kind of see everything that this game offers. It's going to be a great experience from a narrative perspective and also from a gameplay perspective. Next up is Fatal Frame Mask of the Lunar Eclipse. This is coming to pretty much everything, and this is a Japanese horror game, and it's a full remaster of the 2008 Wii game that never came to the US because Reggie does not like us at that time. And it does feature full gyro controls on the Nintendo Switch and PlayStation systems. Plus, this game has a very interesting story with really cool camera picture taking gameplay that rates you and everything. It's actually weirdly addictive. Anytime that I've played a Fatal Frame game, I've always had fun, but I've never been huge into the franchise. But now is the time to get into it with a full remaster of this game. This has seemed to be one of the best Fatal Frame games as well, and it's coming out very soon here. Next up is Atelier, Ryza 3, Alchemist of the End, and The Secret Key. And that name needs to be a bit shorter. No, I'm joking. It's a fun name. But this is going to be the end for Ryza and her group in terms of the trilogy. Maybe they bring her back at some point, but maybe not. We'll have to wait and see. But what this game offers is a really hyped up and cool battle system. I've been very impressed with what they've done with the combat in the Atelier Ryza series, from the first game to the second game to the third game. It's just gotten better and better and better. And from what I've seen from Atelier Ryza 3, they're taking things to the next level when it comes to not only the combat that you're fighting in the battles, but also with the exploration and the world building that they're doing. They have beautiful environments. They have different mounts that you can ride and explore. There's going to be tons of secrets all over the place. and a lot of content for players to go through. So this is going to be the fitting end to the Ryza trilogy in terms of what they're doing with this story. I think it's going to be really good on Nintendo Switch, PlayStation, and PC coming very soon. They delayed it too. They delayed it 1 month, so they're definitely making it better as well, and also avoiding Octopath Traveler. Next up is Bayonetta Origins, Ryza and the Lost Demon. Now, previews are out for this game at this point, and everyone's talking about how good the game is. Now, if you have Bayonetta 3, you can get a taste, a little teaser of what this game is all about. But Bayonetta Origins, Ryza and the Lost Demon, the full game, will actually add a bunch of new stuff to the game, and it actually seems like it's more in-depth than really what we thought it was when they first revealed it at the Game Awards back in 2022. So I'm actually looking forward to seeing all the different powers that Ryza has in her original baby form, almost kid form at this point, and also what she can do with Cheshire as well, because you have to kind of fight at the same time, and you have to use different strategies to bind magic to enemies and then finish them off with Cheshire. Also solving puzzles. It's almost like a Zelda light in some ways as well. So I'm looking forward to this game. It's a full $60, but I do think that it's going to have plenty or more content than people are actually giving it credit for at this point. So we'll see once the full game comes out in March. Next up is a game that's been delayed for a year now, but it's finally here, and that is Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp. It's finally coming out, guys, April 21st, and I'm looking forward to it. As a fan of Advance Wars, I've always felt that it was the B franchise for Intelligent Systems. For me, it was always Fire Emblem #1, and I think still Fire Emblem's the #1 for Intelligent Systems, but Advance Wars is not bad at all, and you get two of the best strategy RPGs out there from the old school GBA era redone on the Nintendo Switch. You've got a map editor, you've also got online multiplayer, you've got completely redone graphics, you've got a lot of quality of life improvements and things that they've added to the game for the experience. The audio sounds good. Everything is looking good in Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp on the Nintendo Switch. It was just unfortunate that we didn't get it last year like we were supposed to, but hey, better late than never at this point. Now, next up is The Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, and this game needs no introduction, but apparently it does, because some people are thinking that it's underwhelming or not looking good, and I'm thinking, whoa, what are we talking about here? It's a follow-up to one of the greatest games of all time, and it's fixing so many of the issues that the original Legend of Zelda had. That was not a perfect game, despite it getting perfect review scores, and heck, I think it's a 10 out of 10 as well, but there are a multitude of things that the game could do to be better, like enemy variety, for example, or even like fixing some of the story issues that it had when it comes to the story narrative and what they did with it, in addition to many other things with the gameplay, having some more connected dungeons. There's all sorts of stuff. Weapon breaking, how you feel on that, customization. There is a lot that Breath of the Wild can improve upon, and from what we've seen from just these small snippets of gameplay, are not only are they going in on fixing those things, but they're also going in on adding brand new areas for us to explore in the sky and also underground, and have way more enemy variety to make all those different weapons that you get, to make all the different strategy that you can apply even better. So to me, this is fantastic, and it looks like the Blood Moon isn't going to stop the gameplay like Castlevania back in the day, so that is also a big positive as well. I think that The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is going to blow us away of how much better it is than The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild when it drops on May 12th, 2023. Yes, you do have the $10 more price tag on there, and I understand why some people are upset with that, but I feel that it will be worth it because we'll be spending hundreds of hours in this game, and I think that they're really going to improve a number of different things with this game, making it bigger, better, way more quality of life features in terms of how the menus work and everything. I think they went to fix everything, then also add on top of it. So if they do that, then this is going to be gold, and I think that it's going to deliver when we finally get the game. Next up is Baten Kaitos 1 and 2 HD Remaster. Man, I am excited for this game because guess who made this game back in the day? Yes, sir, it is Monolith Soft. you know them from Xenoblade Chronicles, one of the biggest Japanese RPG series out there right now in today's day. And I think that with these games, Baten Kaitos 1 and 2, they're fantastic. I mean, I'm not a big card battling type of person in video games, but these are the two card battling games that I actually love because it has that classic Monolith soft polish and sheen to it when it comes to depth, strategy, combat mechanics, and just overall feel to the story as well. You can feel the roots of what they've done with Xenosaga and Xenogears and Xenoblade Chronicles. All of those games kind of built into Baten Kaitos with a little bit of a different tone or flavor. With this HD remaster, you are going to get much better graphics, you're going to get better stability on the frame rate as well, and also quality of life features like autosave and more. Plus, up to 2K resolution according to Bandai Namco. They had to make sure they put that out on top of 1080p. Awesome stuff all around there for Baten Kaitos. You get both of them. We don't know the pricing yet, but there will be a physical edition for the game. Now, next up is Etrian Odyssey Origins Collection, and this is a very interesting game because it gives you Etrian Odyssey 1, 2, and 3 all in HD. You can buy them together for $79.99, or you can buy them physical. Right now you can import it because it's not going to be physical everywhere for $89.99 on Play Asia. It's coming to Switch and PC. You can also buy the games individually, but I'm not sure if they listed the prices yet, but I'm guessing they're going to be $29.99 each. So it kind of pushes you to probably just buy the games all together for the $79.99, but we have to wait and see what the price is going to be. I think the biggest thing with this game is how they're going to do like the mapping on the screen, which they did detail. There is a auto mapping feature in addition to touchscreen mapping on the Nintendo Switch version of the game. PC will have full mouse control to where you can map everything with your mouse. And also, there will be better graphics, of course, better music quality, and other quality of life improvements like difficulty options plus save slots. Very good things that can make you just rage quit a game if the difficulty isn't quite where you want it at, or if the save slots aren't there, and it's annoying in that respect. So Etrian Odyssey Origins Collection, we haven't seen Etrian Odyssey since the 3DS days. It's been a minute. So to see it come back in this type of way, I think they're probably gauging interest for a brand new Etrian Odyssey game, or getting ready to announce a brand new Etrian Odyssey game and want to build up the hype for the franchise after a long hiatus at this point. Next up, Master Detective Archives Raincode, one of the most interesting looking games that's coming to Nintendo Switch this year. Now, this is a lucid noir detective adventure. The city of Kanai Ward is just struck with all these different unsolved mysteries. It's gripped. The denizens of these towns are in fear. That's where you come in, and you have to solve all of these using solution keys to break the cases. Now, this is unlike Danganronpa, which the developers, they did that before, to where it's more like a visual novel, a lot of talking and stuff. This game's gonna have the talking, it's gonna have all of the different story stuff and the crazy things you can expect, but it's also fully playable, 3D exploration and everything. So it differs in that sense, and that's what I like about it. You can also use various different techniques like disguise to get information out of people, or even post-cognition to remember different events that happen to solve cases. Plus there's more as well. So it should be a really innovative and different type of game for Nintendo Switch fans to play out there. Next up, Samba Do Amigo Party Central. Yes, De Amigo, Samba, he's back. Oh my goodness. The fact that this game is back at this point is crazy. First game in over a decade for this franchise. The game started on the Dreamcast in the arcades, and then it really went over to the Wii back in 2008, and it's pretty much been dormant since then, but it's back now, baby. We've got 40 songs across multiple genres. You got mini games and online multiplayer for up to 8 players, so it's not like they're cheaping out completely with this game, but the price is pretty cheap at $39.99 for a brand new game here. And maybe if it does well, maybe we get some DLC, maybe we get some new content being added in. But for the first time being back in quite some time to have online multiplayer, 40 different songs across multiple genres and mini games, I think it's pretty cool. I'm definitely going to check out the game. I played the Dreamcast one back in the day, didn't play the Wii one, but I'm looking forward to playing Samba Do Amigo Party Central just casually. Probably try to see if I can play with my wife as well. I think she might want to play a game like this. Next up now, though, is Pikmin 4. Man, Pikmin 4, it's been a while, right? Miyamoto talked about this game being done back in like 2015, 2016, like the Wii U era, and we didn't see it for a hot minute. I'm guessing they had somewhat of a skeleton team on it and were trying to see exactly where to slot it. Then the Wii U happened and things didn't necessarily go according to plan, and then it ended up just being pushed aside as they probably added new things to the game. I think that the doggo, for example, is a great addition because I've never been a huge Pikmin fan. I've played the games, but I've always felt kind of like meh on the franchise. But I'll be honest, that doggo where you can get all the Pikmin and jump on there and start running around the map, I think that adds a whole new layer of awesome and fun gameplay to the Pikmin franchise. And you can even use the doggo in the boss battles, because to me, that's the best thing about Pikmin is the boss battles. I love being able to just throw the Pikmin and have the different strategies and do them. So if you add a doggo in there for some speed gameplay, and even with the exploration and finding the different resources that you need, I think that it really brings a new dynamic to the Pikmin franchise that's never been there before. So I'm definitely looking forward to checking out Pikmin 4 when it drops this summer. Next up, Sea of Stars. This is a game that I played recently on the channel, and it is incredible. This is a Chrono Trigger inspired 16-bit styled RPG, and it's beautiful. The music is beautiful. The dungeons are great in terms of their layouts. I think the quality of the game is very good, and I like how it's an active turn-based battle system. You actually have certain skills that you need to hold down the A button to charge up, or you need to actually hit the boomerang back and forth and bounce it off and press the A button in order to continue getting more attacks, or you need to boost your skills after you hit enemies. I mean, there's a lot of activeness in the turn-based battle system, so you don't feel like it's really slow. You feel like you're moving at a good clip and a good pace, and the strategies that you can employ in order to beat enemies as efficiently as possible and get the best possible results, because you can't grind in this game. This is not a grinding type of game. You're going to have challenging battles throughout it. I think that this is a very good RPG, and it's going to do incredibly well this summer on Nintendo Switch, PlayStation, PC. Looking forward to it quite a bit. But next up is a game that probably nobody saw coming, and that is Professor Layton and the New World of Steam. Yes, it is back. The Professor is back, and it looks like it's going to look better than it's ever been, because they showed off a model for Professor Layton, and man, he is back in style and everything. And I'm not a big Professor Layton fan, but we can't ignore the history and legacy and the fun the Professor Layton series has brought to Nintendo systems before in the past. And if they're bringing out a brand new one on the Nintendo Switch, modern and everything with new puzzles, I mean, imagine what they can do with HD Rumble. I mean, I think this could be one of the best games with that feature if it's done correctly. And I'm not a puzzle guy, but I'm looking forward to seeing exactly what this game does. I've played some of the Professor Layton games before and had some fun here and there, but I think that on the Nintendo Switch in the new style of Level 5, what we see them doing, I think that this game could be a lot better than what we saw previously with Professor Layton. Now, next up is Eclipse Chronicle 100 Heroes. This game is looking very exciting. It's one of those titles that really has the sweet HD 2D looking style, and with so many heroes being able to join the fray in awesome looking turn-based battles with dynamic camera angles, I think that Eclipse Chronicle 100 Heroes is going to be one of the best indie / old school games to come out this year, and I'm just looking forward to getting into it because it just looks so awesome, and I think the story is going to be great as well. After a successful Kickstarter, they added so many features with all the money they got. They've got a publisher now too, so I think it's going to launch in a very good state, and they're taking their time. It's not like they rushed this one out. They're really taking their time and giving us updates on the development of the game. Last but definitely not least is probably the most exciting new announcement for this Nintendo Direct when it comes to just new IPs and everything, big games, and that is Deca Police. This title blew me away. This is a crime suspense RPG from Level 5. It's a open world crime-ridden city, and you have to travel back and forth between the open world, the reality, and also the virtual reality, which mirrors the reality. Now you've got a varied cast of party members with different abilities, investigation gameplay with some puzzle solving as well, and sweet looking RPG mechanics and also RPG gameplay, a little bit of active battle as well. This game has everything that you would love to see in a modern Japanese RPG, and you have one of the best ever doing it with level 5. It really takes me back to when level 5 was dominant with stuff like Ni no Kuni and also with Dark Cloud. They've made some of the best RPGs out there, and I think that Deca Police has a chance to join those ranks when it comes out later in 2023. But what are your most hyped and anticipated games on the Nintendo Switch and more for this year? And please make sure you check out some of the other videos that I have done on the channel. We talked about The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom more, so if you're interested in that, Bots and Kaitos 1 and 2 HD Remaster. We've discussed in depth so many of these games from the Nintendo Direct, so if you're interested in any of that, check out the link in the description below. You will see videos to all of that. But I highly suggest my Legend of Zelda series and videos that I've been doing on the channel here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you for the next one. Peace out.